It's easy to go about life speaking kindly to others, offering words of support, love, and encouragement to the people around us. But when it comes to ourselves, the narrative often changes. Imagine if you could take a step back and observe the way you speak to yourself each day, those subtle thoughts that run through your mind about your abilities, your worth, or even just your day-to-day actions. Now, if someone else were talking to you in that same way, would you consider them a friend? Would you feel uplifted, motivated, and empowered? Many of us have been conditioned to be our own toughest critics. But what if instead we became our own greatest allies? This isn't about ignoring the places where we need to grow or overlooking our faults, but rather about shifting to a place of compassion, because criticism alone doesn't foster growth, it stifles it. Real transformation happens when we give ourselves the support and kindness we so freely give to others. Think of a time when you achieved something significant. Maybe a goal you'd been working toward for a long time. Remember the sense of accomplishment, the pride that filled you. Now imagine if in that moment you had given yourself a blessing, a simple word of encouragement like, "I am proud of myself," or "I've earned this moment." How would it feel to let that pride settle within you, allowing it to be a part of who you are? Speaking blessings upon yourself is not just about the words, it's about creating a foundation within that believes in your worth, believes in your potential. It's about saying to yourself, "I am deserving of this joy, this success, this peace." And the power of that belief can be profound. It transforms how we approach challenges, how we bounce back from setbacks, and how we pursue our dreams. So each day, when you wake up and when you go to sleep, try saying something kind to yourself, something that reminds you that you are doing your best, and that's enough. In doing this, you'll start to see yourself differently, not as a project to be fixed, but as a person to be celebrated and supported. Embracing self-blessing can be life-changing. The more you speak love and encouragement over yourself, the more you'll find yourself moving forward, grounded and resilient, ready to face whatever comes next. When it comes to speaking blessings upon ourselves, another essential aspect is believing in our own resilience, understanding that, no matter what comes our way, we have the strength within to handle it. Life throws so many challenges at us, setbacks, disappointments, even the occasional heartbreak. And yet, within each one of us is a reservoir of strength, often untapped and unnoticed, just waiting to be discovered. But here's the thing: we often don't access that strength because we don't fully believe it's there. Think about a time when something didn't go as planned. Maybe you lost an opportunity, or you faced a challenge that seemed impossible to overcome. How did you respond in those moments? Did you criticize yourself, wondering why you hadn't done better? Or did you find a way to encourage yourself, to remind yourself that this is just one moment in a much larger journey? Often we let the tough moments define us, letting our mistakes or disappointments overshadow our victories. But if we can learn to speak blessings upon our resilience, to tell ourselves, "I am strong enough to handle this, I have what it takes to get through," or "this moment does not define me," we start to change the way we experience those challenges. Self-blessing isn't just about boosting our confidence, it's about actively nurturing our ability to bounce back. When you say to yourself, "I can handle this," you're giving your mind permission to look for solutions instead of fixating on problems. You're choosing to focus on your ability to rise rather than on the weight of what's holding you down. Over time, these small blessings, these affirmations of resilience, build a foundation that strengthens you from within. They allow you to step into life with a quiet confidence that, no matter what, you are prepared to meet it head-on. So each day, take a moment to acknowledge your strength. Remind yourself of everything you've already overcome, and that you're capable of doing so again. Speak blessings upon your resilience, knowing that it's always there, ready to support you. With this practice, you'll find a new kind of inner calm, a readiness to embrace whatever life brings your way with courage and self-assurance. When we think about speaking blessings upon ourselves, one of the most powerful blessings we can give is a sense of self-acceptance. Self-acceptance means acknowledging ourselves fully, seeing our strengths and weaknesses, and embracing both without judgment. So often we're our harshest critics. We look in the mirror and pick apart our appearance. We reflect on our actions and wish we'd done something differently. But imagine if instead we approached ourselves with the same kindness we'd show to someone we care about deeply. Self-acceptance doesn't mean ignoring our mistakes or shortcomings. Rather, it's about choosing to understand and forgive ourselves in those moments. It's realizing that growth is a journey, and along that journey we're bound to stumble. Just as we don't expect a seed to become a tree overnight, we shouldn't expect perfection from ourselves. By accepting ourselves as we are today, with all our imperfections, we lay the foundation for true inner peace and strength. Imagine the power in saying to yourself, "I accept myself fully." As I am, these words are so simple. Yet when repeated with sincerity, they become incredibly transformative. When we accept ourselves, we give ourselves permission to be authentic, to show up as we are without fear of judgment. We begin to see our true worth independent of what others think or the expectations placed upon us. Each day, when you start with self-acceptance, you're giving yourself a fresh start, free from yesterday's regrets or tomorrow's worries. You're reminding yourself that you're worthy just as you are in this very moment. And when you practice this consistently, you build a resilience that makes you less affected by the external noise, the criticism, the expectations, the judgments. Self-acceptance creates a safe space within, a refuge where you can return whenever the world feels overwhelming. So, as you move forward, practice this blessing of self-acceptance. Allow it to ground you and bring you peace. Embrace who you are right now, knowing that in doing so, you're setting yourself free to grow authentically on your own terms. Imagine for a moment how different life would feel if we approached each day with a heart that celebrated gratitude. Gratitude isn't just about listing things we're thankful for, it's an entire shift in perspective. It's a way of moving through the world where we're awake to the beauty around us, finding wonder in both the big and small moments. When we speak gratitude over ourselves, we're cultivating a habit of seeing abundance rather than scarcity, recognizing fullness instead of lack. Gratitude, in its purest form, grounds us in the present. It's easy to get lost in the someday mindset, thinking I'll be happy when I reach this goal or achieve that milestone. But the truth is, if we aren't grateful for what we have now, reaching those milestones may still leave us searching, feeling like something's missing. Gratitude says, I see the beauty of this moment, and I honor it. It's a gentle reminder that fulfillment isn't hidden in the future. It's accessible to us right here and now. Think about the times you've taken a moment to be thankful, whether it was for a sunny morning, a warm cup of coffee, or a kind word from a friend. These are the moments when we connect most deeply with ourselves and with life itself. And when we practice this regularly, we train our minds to notice these moments more often. Gratitude then becomes a cycle that lifts us up, reshaping our outlook on life, creating a foundation of peace, joy, and resilience. Speaking gratitude over yourself also means acknowledging the effort you've put into becoming the person you are today. Often we focus so much on what we haven't achieved that we forget to recognize the steps we've taken, the obstacles we've overcome. Gratitude doesn't mean ignoring the desire to grow. It means recognizing the journey and honoring each step along the way. So let gratitude become a practice, a blessing you offer yourself every day. When you speak words of gratitude over your life, you're not only inviting positivity, but you're also opening a door to peace and contentment right where you are. And with each word of thanks, you're choosing to focus on what truly matters, creating a foundation of joy that can't be easily shaken. Think about the power of forgiveness, what it really means, and the freedom it can bring. Forgiveness isn't about condoning what someone else has done or pretending things didn't hurt. It's about releasing ourselves from the weight of what's been holding us back. When we forgive, we're choosing to let go of the pain that has tied us to the past. And it's not always easy. Sometimes the things that hurt us leave deep marks, so much so that even the thought of forgiveness seems impossible. But here's the beautiful irony: forgiveness is actually a gift we give to ourselves. Consider how it feels to carry resentment, bitterness, or anger. It's like walking around with a heavy backpack. Each grievance, each painful memory, adds weight, slowing us down, draining our energy. We might think we're hurting someone else by holding on to that anger, but in reality it's ourselves we're burdening. Imagine what it would be like to put that backpack down, to release those feelings and feel lighter, more at ease with ourselves and with life. Forgiveness allows us to reclaim our own peace. When we're able to let go, we're creating space within ourselves for something new, whether that's joy, growth, or simply a sense of inner calm. We can see the present more clearly, unclouded by past hurts. It doesn't mean that we forget what's happened. It means we're choosing not to let those experiences define us or control our present. Sometimes forgiving others starts with forgiving ourselves. We all make mistakes, take wrong turns, and say or do things we wish we hadn't. If we can learn to be compassionate with ourselves, to forgive our own missteps, it becomes easier to extend that same understanding to others. Self-forgiveness is often the first step in opening up a path to inner peace, breaking free from cycles of regret and self-blame. So as we move forward, let's remember that forgiveness is an act of freedom. It's a way to choose peace over pain, to put down the burdens we don't need to carry anymore. And in that choice, we give ourselves the gift of living fully in the present, free from the shadows of the past. Let's talk about self-respect and its role in shaping the life we want to live. Self-respect isn't just about feeling good about ourselves. It's about honoring our own needs, values, and boundaries. When we respect ourselves, we begin to make choices that serve us, not choices that we make out of habit, fear, or others' expectations. It's recognizing that our worth isn't defined by anyone else's approval, but by how we see ourselves. Imagine what it would feel like if we stopped worrying so much about fitting in or pleasing others and started focusing on what truly brings us joy and fulfillment. Often we get stuck in cycles where we keep giving, keep saying yes, because we feel obligated or afraid of disappointing others. But when we do this without considering our own needs, we start to feel drained, resentful even, as if we're living a life that isn't truly ours. Self-respect teaches us that it's okay to say no when something doesn't feel right. It reminds us that setting boundaries isn't selfish, it's essential. Boundaries protect our energy, our mental health, and our peace of mind. They allow us to show up fully for the things and people that truly matter, because we're no longer spread too thin trying to meet every demand. And it's not just about turning people down, it's also about standing up for ourselves, even when it's uncomfortable. Consider a time when you felt you had to compromise on something important to you, whether it was time, energy, or something else. How did it feel afterward? Maybe you felt depleted or taken advantage of. Now imagine if in that moment you had chosen to prioritize your own well-being. The sense of peace, empowerment, and confidence that comes with honoring yourself is profound. It's about choosing to live with integrity, aligning with your own values, and deciding that you're worthy of respect from yourself first. And as we respect ourselves, we teach others how to treat us. People learn from our example. When we hold ourselves to a standard of respect, we attract those who value us and are willing to honor our boundaries. It's a way of saying, this is how I deserve to be treated, and I expect nothing less. So moving forward, let's commit to honoring our own needs, setting boundaries that protect our peace, and making choices that reflect our true worth. Because when we respect ourselves, we're not only taking a step toward our best selves, we're laying the foundation for a life that's truly ours. Let's look at the power of gratitude in our lives. It sounds simple, almost too easy, but practicing gratitude has a profound effect on how we experience the world. Gratitude shifts our focus from what's missing to what's already here, from what we lack to what we have. It's a practice that can transform our mindset, helping us find beauty, peace, and even joy in the everyday moments we might otherwise overlook. When we stop to notice the little things like the warmth of the sun, the laughter of a friend, or even the comfort of our own home, it brings us back to the present. It's easy to get caught up in thoughts of what's next, what could be better, or what we don't yet have, but gratitude interrupts the cycle. It's almost like hitting pause, giving us a moment to reconnect with the abundance that already surrounds us. Think about a time when you felt truly grateful for something or someone in your life. Maybe it was a moment with a loved one, a goal you achieved, or even just a simple act of kindness you received unexpectedly. In those moments, there's often a deep sense of peace, a feeling that we are exactly where we're meant to be. Gratitude has this way of bringing us back to our own hearts, grounding us in what really matters. It's not about ignoring challenges or pretending that life is always easy. Instead, gratitude coexists with everything else: the struggles, the uncertainties, the hardships. It gives us perspective, reminding us that even in difficult times, there are things worth holding on to. Gratitude helps us to see that each day offers something of value, even if it's small. Some people keep a gratitude journal, writing down a few things each day that they're thankful for, while others take just a few moments to reflect silently. Whatever form it takes, the effect is often profound. Over time, we start to notice more of what's good in our lives, and we start to feel more fulfilled. We begin to appreciate what we might have taken for granted. Practicing gratitude isn't about adding more to our lives, it's about seeing what's already here. It's about remembering that we don't need anything external to feel whole. And as we embrace this practice, it naturally shifts our relationships, our work, and our entire way of being. Life doesn't feel as much like a race, and we can feel more at peace, even in the midst of whatever challenges we face. So let's choose to recognize the beauty and abundance in each day. By embracing gratitude, we're nurturing a perspective that can support us through life's highs and lows. It's one of the simplest yet most powerful tools we have to create a life filled with meaning, contentment, and joy. Reflecting on our journey so far, there's an essential piece we often overlook, yet it can open us to a world of joy and resilient self-compassion. Many of us are quick to extend kindness to others, but when it comes to ourselves, we tend to be our harshest critics. Self-compassion isn't about ignoring our flaws or excusing mistakes. It's about recognizing that we're human, that growth comes from imperfection, and that mistakes are simply part of life's learning process. Consider how you speak to yourself when you make a mistake. Is it with the same understanding you'd show a friend who's struggling, or is it critical, harsh, and unforgiving? When we embrace self-compassion, we allow ourselves to learn from mistakes rather than be defined by them. It gives us permission to stumble, knowing that each step, even if shaky, brings us closer to where we're meant to be. Imagine a time when things didn't go as planned: a misstep at work, an argument with someone close to you, or maybe a goal that you didn't reach. In those moments, it's easy to spiral, feeling like we've somehow failed. But if we pause, take a breath, and remember that everyone experiences setbacks, it shifts our perspective. we start to see that setbacks are just part of the bigger story. Self-compassion allows us to find balance in these situations, letting us respond with kindness rather than judgment. And it's this very kindness that can fuel resilience, helping us to rise again. Life isn't about getting everything right all the time. It's about staying connected to ourselves, especially during tough times. With self-compassion, we learn to hold space for our challenges without letting them weigh us down. Think about how we treat a child learning to walk. They stumble, they fall, but we encourage them, celebrate each small step forward, and we don't expect them to get it all at once. Why don't we extend that same grace to ourselves? Self-compassion reminds us that growth is a process, that we can be patient with ourselves, and that it's okay to take our time. By embracing self-compassion, we nurture an inner strength that doesn't rely on external validation. We stop basing our self-worth on accomplishments or approval from others. Instead, we build resilience from within, learning to appreciate ourselves just as we are. And when we start to do this, life itself becomes lighter. It feels less like a series of tests and more like an unfolding journey. So let's remember to give ourselves grace, to speak kindly to ourselves, and to know that we're worthy of love and understanding. Self-compassion isn't just a luxury, it's a necessity. It's the foundation that supports us, allowing us to continue growing, healing, and discovering who we truly are. In our exploration of speaking blessings upon ourselves, let's delve into the power of gratitude, a fundamental practice that can transform our lives in profound ways. Gratitude is more than just saying thank you. It's a mindset, a way of perceiving our lives and the world around us. When we consciously cultivate gratitude, we shift our focus from what we lack to what we already have. This shift is not merely about acknowledging the positive aspects of our lives, but also about appreciating the lessons that challenges and struggles bring us. Think for a moment about a difficult experience you faced. At the time, it may have felt overwhelming, even insurmountable. Yet upon reflection, you might recognize the growth that emerged from that struggle, the strength you developed, the insights you gained, or the relationships that deepened as a result. This is the essence of gratitude. It invites us to see the silver linings, to recognize that even in our darkest moments, there are blessings to be found. Imagine starting each day with a simple practice of gratitude. As you awaken, take a moment to reflect on 3 things you are grateful for. They don't have to be grand gestures. It could be the warmth of the sun streaming through your window, the laughter of a loved one, or even the comfort of your bed. This practice doesn't just set a positive tone for your day, it rewires your brain to focus on abundance rather than scarcity. Research has shown that regularly practicing gratitude can increase our overall happiness and well-being, reduce stress, and even improve our physical health. As you move through your day, try to carry that sense of gratitude with you. Whenever you find yourself feeling overwhelmed or negative, pause and take a deep breath. Ask yourself, what am I grateful for in this moment? This simple act can instantly shift your perspective. Perhaps you're stuck in traffic. Instead of feeling frustrated, you could appreciate the time to listen to your favorite podcast or enjoy a moment of solitude. Each situation becomes an opportunity to cultivate gratitude, fostering a more positive outlook on life. Gratitude is also a powerful tool for building stronger relationships. When we express appreciation for others, we not only enhance our connections, but also invite more positivity into our lives. Think about someone who has made a difference in your life. Take a moment to reach out and let them know how much they mean to you. This simple act of acknowledgement can strengthen bonds and create a ripple effect of kindness. It's important to remember that gratitude is not about ignoring life's challenges or pretending everything is perfect. It's about finding balance and acknowledging the full spectrum of our experiences. Life is a mix of ups and downs, and embracing gratitude allows us to navigate those fluctuations with grace. When we acknowledge our struggles while also honoring our blessings, we create a holistic perspective that enriches our lives. As we wrap up this segment, I encourage you to integrate gratitude into your daily routine. It could be through journaling, sharing with a friend, or simply taking a few moments each day to reflect on what you appreciate. This practice will not only bless your own life, but also radiate positivity to those around you. Remember, the more we speak blessings upon ourselves and recognize what we are grateful for, the more we attract abundance and joy into our lives. Let gratitude be your guiding light as you continue to bless yourself and others. As we arrive at the final point in our journey of speaking blessings upon ourselves, let's explore the transformative power of forgiveness, particularly self-forgiveness. Often we find ourselves weighed down by mistakes and regrets, holding on to past actions or decisions that we believe define us. But here's the truth: clinging to guilt and shame only hampers our growth. Self-forgiveness is not just a gift we give ourselves, it is a crucial step toward liberation and healing. Imagine a time when you made a choice that didn't turn out as you hoped. Perhaps it was a missed opportunity, a harsh word spoken in anger, or a moment when you didn't live up to your own expectations. It's easy to be harsh on ourselves, to replay those moments in our minds, each time feeling the sting of disappointment. Yet, what if we approach these memories with compassion instead? What if we acknowledge that we are all human, prone to errors, and that these missteps are simply part of our journey? To truly forgive ourselves, we must first understand that making mistakes is an intrinsic part of being human. Each mistake offers us a lesson, a chance to learn and grow. When we shift our focus from self-blame to self-reflection, we can start to see those mistakes as valuable experiences rather than defining failures. Think of forgiveness as a way to release the burdens that hold us back. Let's visualize this together. Take a moment to close your eyes and picture a heavy backpack filled with stones. Each stone represents a regret, a mistake, or a moment of self-doubt. Now imagine taking that backpack off, one stone at a time. With each stone you remove, feel the weight lifting from your shoulders. What would it feel like to move through life unencumbered by those burdens? That sense of lightness is what self-forgiveness can bring. Practicing self-forgiveness doesn't mean we ignore our actions or the consequences they might have had. It means we accept them, learn from them, and allow ourselves the grace to move forward. One effective way to foster self-forgiveness is through self-forgiveness. Treat yourself as you would a dear friend. If they were in your position, you would likely offer them understanding and kindness, encouraging them to learn from their experience rather than dwell on it. Why not extend that same compassion to yourself? Another essential aspect of self-forgiveness is recognizing that it is a process, not an event. It may take time to fully let go of certain feelings, and that's okay. Allow yourself to feel those emotions, but set an intention to release them. You might find journaling helpful. Write down your feelings of regret and then follow it with a letter of forgiveness to yourself. This practice can be incredibly cathartic, providing a tangible way to articulate and release your emotions. Moreover, consider incorporating affirmations into your daily routine. Speak words of kindness and understanding to yourself. Phrases like "I am worthy of forgiveness" or "I learn and grow from my experiences" can serve as gentle reminders that you are deserving of love and acceptance. Repeating these affirmations can reshape your inner dialogue, promoting a more compassionate view of yourself. Forgiveness can also enhance your relationships with others. When you learn to forgive yourself, you become more empathetic and understanding towards the mistakes of those around you. This shift fosters deeper connections and promotes an environment of mutual growth and understanding. You create a safe space for others to express their vulnerabilities, knowing that everyone is on their unique journey of growth. As we conclude this exploration of self-forgiveness, I urge you to take a moment to reflect on what you need to let go of. What past actions or regrets are you holding on to that no longer serve you? Make a conscious choice today to release them. Allow forgiveness to wash over you, freeing you from the shackles of your past. Remember, self-forgiveness is an act of love, an essential step toward embracing your true self and stepping into your full potential. By speaking blessings upon yourself through forgiveness, you open the door to a brighter, more fulfilling future. Let this be your final act of blessing today.